then let's get this show on the road. Our band of adventurers, the Talaria, have begun to make their way to the city of Embar, the capital of Karmora. Through your travels there, you had been dealing with several shortcuts and had came across a nice little couple that had unfortunately had their cart partially damaged due to one of them making their way in a direction that they shouldn't have. But as good Samaritans you are, you decided to help them out by bringing their cart and themselves to the city of Embar. When you arrived, it was coming to the end of the day, so rather than go out and go on a big shopping spree or wherever it is that you have planned, you decide to drop off their cart at the... I need to get the name of the thing because it's been a while. The Brazier District, and went with them to the living quarters, where they offered you a place to stay for the night. A slumber party of sorts ended up occurring. I guess that's what we could call it.
Pretty much, yeah.
As you rested and prepared to make do with whatever it is that you have planned to do in the days leading up to the Foundation Day celebration. And that is where we left off. So, y'all have 4 days before Foundation Day, and I know that you've all told me, like, stuff that you got planned individually. So, I guess the question is, how do you guys want to go about doing this?
Well, we have something else to actually do in the same vein as the sleepover. Havelock and Mev were going to go, and I don't know what they were gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna beat the shit out of that guy. I don't know if they're gonna go flirt with him. I don't know, but
obviously gay shit.
Yeah, when I was saying like that, I was referring to like individual, because I do know there's like two big things that you're doing either as pairs or as a group. One being Mallory and the other one being, what's his name? It's been a week and COVID's just knocked all my brain cells out. Olivia's teacher. I'll get the name.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be able to get the name. I do have it written down, but it's just... Thorant! That was his name. So yeah, I guess the question is going to be, how do you guys want to do this? We could either do it, you know, the group stuff first or the individual stuff first.
We could. Tell you what, should we do group stuff first?
I was gonna say, we could do individual stuff and like do the roles that we usually do for it. Randomize it.
Yeah, we can always roll for, if we decide to do individuals, we can roll to see who goes first.
What do you think of that?
Yeah,
seems good.
Okay.
Okay, if that's the case, those that have said that they were going to do individual stuff, go ahead and roll a d20.
Fucking yeet.
Highest one we go with.
I'll roll a d20 for Anna and I.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess we now know the order that it's going to go in.
Yeah.
So, Kindling, you're up first.
You're up, buddy boy. You better have been ready.
He did tell me exactly what it is that he that he wanted.
I can't believe you threatened a child.
But he can go ahead and tell the class. Okay, so in particular, dry ingredients, sugar, salt, etc. Luckily for you, you are in the capital of Embar. And it's also the trading capital of the entire continent. So thankfully, it is very easy to get a hold of those particular seasonings. You know, the seasonings and the salt and such. I would say probably it would put you back about 8 silver to get a sizable amount of everything. Okay, so with that, I'd say you've got enough for about 10 portions of each, of everything that you want to make. Yep, the second thing. Okay. So there's a handful of bookshops in Embar. The 3 major ones that you know of is called the Land of Fantasy, the Tomes of Knowledge, and the final one is just like a small like family bookstore. Searching through like the various books, the smallest of the shops, which is like a family-run bookshop, doesn't really have anything akin to that. The books are rather like it's clearly been like they're secondhand mostly, rather run down, rather worn through and such. None of them match it. Looking through the other 2, however, the only ones that you notice that have like a similar look, without the lock obviously, but like similar material and such, is what appears to be like a history book called Academia Lost, which is, as you sort of like quickly like flick through it, it appears to be a book sort of like cataloging various things that were known to have existed in the past but have since been lost. Things like the lost schools of magic, like sanguimancy and such, and the various cities that had either been destroyed or just outright vanished. It mentions as well like theories or based on information that they have. Like for example, it mentions the city of Lexus, which is in the book, which it mentions in the book was a city in Karmora that had seemingly vanished during the dark. It basically concludes like probably got destroyed during the dark. Okay, so the book of oh wait, I realized I just went on a tangent about one book and not the other book. The other book that you find that's of a similar like layout, it's clearly a fancy book called The Lord of the Land. It appears to be a fancy book of essentially a lord of some far-off land dealing with whatever things threaten its kingdom. Which is probably why I completely forgot about it, because it's a fancy book. Okay, so for both books, that will cost 2 gold total. And I assume you show the lock to the bookkeeper. Yeah, so you sort of like hand it over to him. It's an elderly gnome. He just kind of looks at it. It's like, yeah, well, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm a bookseller, not a locksmith of any sorts. No, not exactly. You're probably best off. Probably best off going to maybe like a blacksmith or something like that. They tend to double up as locksmiths. Alrighty. The gnome gladly takes the extra gold and just pockets it. Okay. Alrighty, a nice quick one. So, next on the agenda is Marine.
So, first of all, Marine's going to go to the docks. He's going to spend one day just looking at the ships and taking out some parchment to draw a ship of his own.
Okay. So currently there are 6 ships in port. Asking around like with the dockmaster, you find that 4 of them are just general trade ships, whereas the other 2 are delegate ships. Basically, they are vessels that belong to important members of like potential like diplomats and such. One is pointed out that one of them is for the delegates for Arazar, and the other one is delegates for Jurhan. But yeah, the other 4 ships, they're purely trade ships, either unloading, loading, or simply waiting in port. But you can see a little bit further away, sort of like anchored just off of port, is maybe about 3 or 4 more ships.
He's going to take a good look at those ships that are a little bit away from port and just start to draw one.
Okay. Alright.
Yep. Secondly, while we're still at the docks, he's going to try and help out anyone who needs help with shipwright things, which includes repair of ship's hulls, helping move in or out any materials, and just general work at the docks.
Yeah, so there's no one that's like looking for help in terms of like repairing the ships. Typically, asking around, they sort of head more towards the Orion shipyards for repairs in order to not clog up the main docks. You can help with the loading and unloading of cargo, which will probably net you about 5 copper a day, but it would take up the full day.
Well, might as well spend a day at least doing that.
Okay, so that nets you 5 copper.
Yep. Next, we're just going to go on a little shopping thing.
Okay, what is it that you're shopping for? Because otherwise we'd be here all session. So,
Honestly, I'm going to be looking for coral or pearl jewelry.
Okay, so in the coin district, there's several like shops, a few like pop-up stands and such and everything, where various merchants are peddling their wares. Nothing coral related, but there is. You see in one of the pop-up stalls, a merchant is selling a rather simple pearl necklace.
How I will approach and ask how much it is.
Oh, you this, You see, so, like, looks you up and down, almost like he's trying to get a read on you. How about 20 gold for it?
That seems very suitable. And I will pay the 20 gold.
Okay, you get a pearl necklace. Simple pearl necklace.
Well, that's really just about it.
Okay, nothing else?
Nothing else right now.
Man, everyone's just being real quick with theirs. I'm not complaining. That means next is Aki.
Bonsoir, so how you doing?
You know, coughing, but minus that.
Okay. So, Aki is also going to head down to the dock district and see if he can find, I guess, his trading company's representative in Port Embar.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So asking, because you've never been to Karmora before, you're not sure like how your family's like set up in Embar or anything. So asking around, you ask about like your family business and such, kind of almost like a trader that's interested in doing business with them first and foremost. Eventually, the harbour master points you in the direction of the Embar Customs House and Trade Building as probably your best bets.
Okay.
So, I assume you go to the...
the customs house then.
Yeah, you sounded rather robotic, Ed.
Do I know?
Well, not when you said that,
yeah.
but before, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, now you're robo-y again.
Bugging out.
Yeah.
Delightful. My connect. I don't think my connection's very good.
Better fix it, buddy.
Bucko.
I don't know how, except praying to the gods of internet, Y and Phi.
Ed, I'm using my phone data as a Wi-Fi connection point from my laptop. You can too. Mobile hotspot.
In theory, but it's just my home internet being shit. Also, I've got a cat to play with, and it's so much fun.
Okay. Well, we'll keep going.
Okay, so yeah.
Hopefully the connection will sort itself out. Okay, yeah. So you head towards the trading custom house. It's a little bit away. It's still in the dock area, but it's a little bit like sort of like at the edge of that district. It's a large building made of like reddish bricks, adorned in marble that's clearly been exposed to the salty sea air for quite a while. Wrought iron gates sort of surround the perimeter, and there is a heavy guard presence here. You watch as individuals, both either well-traveled looking or more like fancy local, merchant types, walking in and out of the large oak doors that is the entrance.
Yeah, I will Are the gates open, I'm guessing?
Yeah, they're open, and people are coming in. It's just that there's a heavy guard presence there.
Okay. I have nothing to be afraid of from the city guard, so I'll walk straight in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You walk in. It is a large sort of like reception area, made mostly of wood, with a few like stone pillars that are sort of, you know, being there as support. Various individuals are sort of like conversing with what looks to be like clerks. As sort of like trades being made. A few well-dressed individuals are coming out like side doors and like bringing several of them in and everything. There is a clerk there is available.
I'll go up to the available clerk then.
Okay. It appears to be a human. Rather pale skin, long shoulder-length blonde hair. His nose is slightly bulbous and such, and he's sort of like writing in some parchment, and as you sort of arrive, he sort of like finishes the sentence that he's on and looks up. Yes, how can I help you?
Hello, yes. My name is Chris Gaventori, current acting head of the Gaventori trading family. I'm here on I'm here on a separate endeavor, but I was just inquiring as to the state of business for the trading family in this part of the world.
I assume then that you have suitable identification, that you are part of the Aventore conglomerate.
Yes, of course. And he'll bring out the what in D&D language it's called his scroll of pedigree. It's basically a signed writ from both his brother and his older brother and his father, saying Aventore is by all official accounts the acting head of the Aventore trading family. And he also takes off his spit ring and says, "Here you go, the family should be sufficient."
I think I got the basic gist of that. You can actually got a whole lot worse all of a sudden. He takes the writ of pedigree and sort of like looks at it and then compares it to what he sort of like goes through like a few bits of paper here and that's sort of like compare, like it's almost like he's comparing the two. You can't see the other one because it's blank on the side that you can see. And you sort of like puts it back, hands you your writ of pedigree, says, "Please wait here, I shall get your representative." So like stands up, walks out from behind the counters, before going into one of the doors.
I love how Aki has to show he's the best in show poodle.
Pretty much.
After about 5 or so minutes, the clerk comes back alongside another individual, human female, wearing a fancy as hell blue tunic and pants. Her brown hair is tied up in a bun. As the clerk just sort of like points you out, the female sort of like nods and indicates for the clerk to head back to the counter as she walks up to you. She's sort of like she walks up to you and then she sort of like says, "Chris Aventore?"
Indeed, very.
Lara Burry. I'm the representative for your business, and so like holds out her hand to shake.
And Aki, being careful not to crush her hand, sort of gently shakes it.
Right, let us go someplace. Let's head to my office so that we can talk away from prying ears.
Indeed, lead the way.
Right. So she leads you back through the door that she came out of.
She was a human, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's a human. She sort of like leads you down a few corridors before eventually coming up to a door that has like a plaque next to it, simply saying Aventore on the side of it. She opens the door into a relatively large office. You can see that there's several several ledgers sort of in the bookshelves to the left and right. A large like sort of spruce wood desk on the front with various bits of paper strewn here and there. Several inkwells and inkwills are sort of like to the side. She grabs one of the chairs that are to the side and just like places it near the desk and indicates for you to sit down.
Delighted.
She sits down on her chair on the other side of the desk. So, what is it that the head of the Aventori trade company wants with us? I was not made aware of you visiting.
No, it's on something of a personal errand I placed. I'm not entirely sure if word reached the other side of the world, but I've had to momentarily take a sabbatical from my duties, and it brought on note my duties elsewhere have brought me to Karmora. I thought while I was in Port Embar, I thought I would just check in and see how the finances and the general order of business are running in this part of the world.
Well, the business is going good. Very good. We have lost a few shipments due to storms or piracy, but with NASA not sending any delegates to Foundation Day, we've more than made up for it, given that the delegates typically bring things of good, high demand, so to speak, and with them not being present, that means that we've been able to take advantage of that extra profits.
I'm not entirely sure on your knowledge of all the intercontinental politics, but would you hazard a guess as to I know Nazans are coming to Foundation Day?
With respect, sir, I deal with the trade of your family. I'm not one to speak on political matters. There could be a multitude of reasons as to why the Nazian delegates might not have taken part. Either they couldn't agree on who to send, or they didn't feel it's necessary.
All right, fair enough. So there's no trouble to be reported, no especially egregiously missing shipments or lack of money disappearing, or...
No, everything is within our estimates. At worst, we did lose one of the ships of our fleet to piracy in its entirety, which did hit us a little bit, but as I mentioned, with NASA not sending any delegates, we can make up the lost profits from our continued trade.
All right. A loss indeed, but not a grievous one.
No, thankfully, that the cargo for that, if I remember correctly, it was more of a making use of an overflow from a previous ship that it went through. Essentially, one had too much cargo to make use of, so the excess was given to the other vessel, which, unfortunately, that was the one that we lost.
Alright, well, I suppose that's fortunate. How are our stores for Foundation Day? Are we going to be running out of goods in all the celebrations, or...?
Typically, we stockpile on our stores before Foundation Day, given this is where a large amount of trade partakes. I think that we'll be okay, though it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if we completely ran out of stock. It would mean that we are in high demand.
Superb. Just out of curiosity, is one of our trading vessels expecting to make a return trip to NASA?
Well, we do have... As of the 3 vessels that we have right now, we have the Kestrel that's actually currently in port. It's seeing how the Rushton fares in its journey here, and then it would be returning back with whatever wares we acquire during Foundation Day.
Miss Burry, would you be able to deliver a letter to ideally the captain of the Kestrel to be safeguarded and not pried at by other eyes?
You mean Captain Lorik? I could, yes. I could ask him to deliver it, though he...
I just needed some sort of, as much assurance as I could, as one could manage, that a letter of vital importance could make it from Port Embar back home.
I'm sure I can guarantee that, yes. At the most, I could probably get Lorik to hand it into the representative at the Nazian Trade House, and I suppose then the representative for whichever city he makes port in will have to deal with getting it delivered to your family directly.
On what date will the Kestrel be in port? Do I have? Would it be possible if I delivered this letter tomorrow morning?
I assume you mean delivering the letter to me, not getting it delivered to your family, because there is no way in all the hells that we could get it delivered in a day.
Yeah, well, it's my grandfather good if he found a robust enough tree. Anyway, of course, I meant deliver to you tomorrow morning, before the Kestrel leaves port.
Well, the Kestrel's not expected to leave port until after Foundation Day. We're hoping that the Rushton gets here at least partway through Foundation Day, so we can make use of those days, but it has been delayed by bad weather from what I can gather. But at the most, we're looking to maybe send the Kestrel back to Naza maybe a week after the Foundation Day celebrations.
That will do. So, I keep sort of just drift in thought because, yes, but it seems, it seems all the business is in order, and you're running quite the tight ship over here, Miss Marie. You should be proud of yourself.
Why, thank you, sir. Thank you. It does mean a lot to hear you say that. I have been doing my damnedest.
I hope it's. How do I phrase this? You see, I am my role away from the official runnings of business is of its own vital importance. I was hoping that I may be allowed to perchance claim a certain portion of the account expenses on a loan basis, of course. You see, I'm running with a fellow band of assistants and associates, and we have some overheads in our travelings, and they could be greatly eased by some company funds. You see.
Of course. Keep in mind, obviously, that any funds that you pull from the coffers here, excuse me, any funds that you pull from the coffers here means that we obviously can't use them for trade deals. If you're absolutely fine with that, then of course you can make use of the coffers. I want to make you aware that we are currently in a bit of the phase where we would start looking to buy things.
Yes, well, I'm not going to withdraw hundreds of platinum, just with a certain amount to keep my associates' heads above water, and naturally by my that the finances withdrawn shall find a way back into the coffers, one way or another.
Of course, I can certainly consult with what funds we've got. How much are you intending to withdraw?
Voices in my head. Throwing out into the room. How much money do we need?
Are you talking about our payment?
Well, actually, that's a point.
Because if you're talking about our payment, I'm pretty sure you owe us each 200.
Point. Yes.
Havelock, being an asshole, would like to tack on a fee for Da's death and personal trainers fee.
Okay, well, that
discussion would probably had to have already happened. Otherwise,
yeah.
Aki right now would just be thinking the normal amount. But obviously, Havelock can demand more later on if he wishes.
The standard rate that Aki told us was 200 gold each.
Yes.
Now, if he wants to add on anything else, that is up to him. That is just what I remember.
Aki thinks back to thinking about money needs to cover and goes.
Yes, well, these associates I do have contracted, and they will have, they will be requiring a certain amount of payment. So, yes, there's no, and then the rest upon completion. I should work. Yeah, yes, I believe. I hope it's not too profit busting, but would 400 gold be too much of an ask?
It would be. It wouldn't be a large amount, but it would be a noticeable amount. But that could easily be procured.
All right. Yes, if I said earlier just now that we'll be rendezvousing tomorrow anyway for this letter back home. So,
of course, let me just write a letter that you can give to the clerk, and they will be able to provide the 400 gold in particular. And just begins, writing up something. Is there anything else while I'm writing this up?
And he thinks that, and he's going to think on like anything nice he'd like to buy, and just goes, no, I think my own personal account. That's just the 400.
Very well. Also, as well, if there is this letter that you want us to deliver, would you like me to ask Lorik to be here tomorrow to take the letter, or would you rather entrust it with me to hand to him personally?
I mean it on no slight against your character, but it would give me a chance more peace of mind if I knew exactly who would be the transporter of the letter.
There's a
So, yeah.
there's a very noticeable pause. Right. I should warn
well,
you.
if it isn't putting Captain Lorik out of too much trouble.
No. It's just I feel I should warn you that he is a bit of a rowdy sort and has a few issues with authority. He gets the job done well, but respect to authority is not something that is in his person.
Of course, I feel like I've got some experience of folk like-minded character, so I don't think it really should be too overly shocking. But if application of is needed, then it can be applied. Yes, it's fine. It shouldn't offend. Whatever he may say in his words or demeanor, it shan't offend me too much.
Of course, then I'll send her out to find whereabouts he is. I don't know exactly where he's spending his time in port.
Would I be able to roll insight on Lara?
What are you trying to insight in regards to?
Basically, I'm trying to say, when she was talking about, where he's being in port, is that basically saying, was that her basically, implying, usually somewhere they'll repeat?
Okay, make an insight check.
Okay. There you go. What's her blood type?
based on how you've kind of heard this kind of tone before, where it's kind of definitely doesn't know where Lorik would be, but has a few ideas, but not ones that she really wants to mention to her boss.
That's fair enough. Alright, well, I hope you don't... Well, I hope he's in some sort of cogent state in the morning.
I'll see that he is.
But if you'd like me to bring a splash in the face for him, let me know.
No, that's fine. I'm sure making it clear that it might affect his pay will bring him in line. He dislikes authority, but he does enjoy money, so...
Yes, but I do... Honestly, as long as the job is done well, I don't exactly mind their additional behaviors or the manner in which they do it, just as long as it's done. So.
Well, no, I just mean I'm going to make sure he doesn't come into your conversation hungover.
That'll be fine. Thank you very much, Miss Brewing.
Of course. Hands you the parchment authorizing the release of 400 gold.
Yeah.
Just hand it over to the clerk, and they shall pull it from the necessary coffers.
And yes, sir. Aki takes it, stands up and says, "It was glad to meet you, Miss Marie. Do keep up the good work. You're very much you're doing the company and my family proud of your work. You need to stick that out."
She happily takes your hand and shakes it. Of course, sir. I will do my best.
He will, and Aki will go.
Alright.
And he'll head back to the clerk and he'll head back to the clerk at the front.
Alright. Clerk is still available.
Yeah, he'll walk up to one of the clerks and go, excuse me, I have a account withdrawal request.
She also like takes the parchment and reads it. Of course.
And excuse me, if it wouldn't be too much hassle, could they possibly be separated into equal segments and in 4 equal batches?
It shouldn't be too difficult now. I will see if we've got any spare pouches. Should be easy enough. Wait here, please. Just
Thank you.
and heads into the back area. About 15 minutes go by until the clerk comes back with the gold, all separated into the pouches, into the number of pouches you wanted.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any paperwork, or do I need to sign to release these? Or
No. Your representative has filled out all the paperwork already.
excellent. Right. Well, take care of you. Do the rest of your day. And he'll take the 4 bags of money, put them in his rucksack, and head off.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and I think, Aki will head back to the Hornhood's house again. Actually, no. He won't head straight back. He'll I need to stop at. Sorry, he'd like to stop at a general store to pick up some paper, some ink, and a quill.
Just regular ink and quill and parchment and such, and not the fancy stuff.
Nothing fancy. Oh, and an envelope.
We'll say that'll take you down about 2 silver.
Okay. I'll need to break gold.
Okay. You made a general store owner rather happy with that 1 gold.
And Aki will get his stuff back in his bag, and he will head back to the Hornet's house.
Okay. Alright, so is that all of Aki's stuff?
Tell you what, are we doing group stuff, Lisa?
I mean, we're not doing group stuff yet now.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out when he'd pay them, basically.
Okay, alright, so we'll save that part for when it's people go and get a group.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, the evening when he gets back, he would have divvied out the 4 pouches of them. And then in the morning, in the next morning, he leaves quite quietly and urgently. Again, depending who's up early, they might have spotted and leave, but it's sort of clear that he's walking out with a purpose. And he walks straight back to the customs house to meet up with. He goes to the front desk and asks for Mr. Arbury.
Okay, easy enough. The clerks know your face at this point. It's sort of, the head of a trade family coming in and such. It turns heads and such, and people know. So you're directed quite quickly to Lara's office. Inside there is Lara, and you can see another individual that's he's a Goliath. Looks to be a little over 7 feet tall. Hard to tell because he's sitting down. You can see he's wearing a rather weather-worn jacket and pants and such. His black boots are sort of up on top of the desk. He's sort of leaning back on the chair. And as you sort of open the door, They both sort of like look. Lara stands up. Sir, you're early?
Well, yes, I wanted to get this business out of the way. You see.
Of course.
I apologize if any startleness was caused.
No. I was simply expecting you a bit later. Never mind. This is Captain Lorik. Captain Lorik. This is Chris Aventore. He is essentially my boss, so your superior. The Goliath just saw it, so he says,
Like,
all right.
Lara saying like he's my boss and your superior. Aki looks actively uncomfortable and embarrassed.
Yeah. So Lara kind of looks at you, sort of like disinterested, like, yeah. Well, how the boss man?
Yes. Good morning, Captain. Delighted to meet you. And Aki sticks out a hand.
Just sort of looks at your hand and then looks back at you.
Right. Well, yes. To business. Now I see your ship, the Kestrel, is bound for home after Foundation Day.
Apparently, yeah.
Right. Well, I have a letter here, and he pulls a letter out of his pocket, a letter with an envelope. The back is sealed with wax and a stamp from his signet ring on it. And on the front it has the name of his mother and father, Ignatius and Julia Aventore, and their address back home. Yes, Captain, this letter is of crucial import to my family. I need to make sure that it will be delivered to them or one of their representatives back in Naza. Can I entrust you with that task? I'll be willing to pay a little extra on top to ensure it.
So, like, is it just that, or is it my normal, like, whatever the fuck you guys get?
What do you quite mean? Whatever the fuck you guys get?
Well, normally you guys just show up and it's like, hey, we need you to bring this over to Naza. Like, is it including that stuff, or are you literally just asking me to get my crew together and just send it over to Naza?
No, my man. I wouldn't force you to travel across the world just to. No. Next time your ship heads back to Naza, I would like to entrust this letter. Makes it back to the family. Makes it back to my family. That's it. On top of any normal duties you would be doing for the company.
I ain't no postman, so I'm not exactly gonna be passing it over to your folks.
No. You misunderstand me. You make sure it arrives in Naza. You hand it to a member of our household staff, or another one of our representatives back home, and they will ensure it gets to my family. All I need you to do is ensure it's a passage from this side of Karmora to the other.
Yeah, I see enough to do.
Fantastic. I'll be willing to ensure it's a safe passage and that it doesn't leave your care. I'm willing to add an extra 25 gold for it.
30.
28.
Make a persuasion check.
He's so bad at persuasion. Let's persuasion these days.
Okay.
28 and your representative over at Narza gives me an extra day before I deliver stuff.
Alright, I'm sure if you, I'm sure that can be arranged if you quote my name to him, yes. And he'll put the letter, and he'll put the letter on the desk, and then take out 28 little pieces and put it on top of the letter. There you go, my good man. I'm sure you can take it from there.
He sort of like picks up the letter first and just sort of like examines it. Alright. So like just stuffs it in a pocket in his jacket.
Aki goes, okay. Right, well, that's... you may have seen... I apologize if you see it as a bit of a waste of time, but that was, that entails all our business this morning, so... I will bid you leave now, so, you keep on tending to the business, and Captain, you keep on, whatever it is you do when not at sea.
So like just kicks off the desk and sort of like stands up. At this point, he's taller than you. He just sort of like he just like walks by, just like, looks you up and down again before just leaving.
Yeah. I look at Lara and just go, quite an imposing figure, isn't he?
Yes, but that's why we hired him.
What, because of his threatening demeanor, not his command of the seas?
Well, it's because of that.
All right then. Okay, well, he's a safe pair of hands, yes.
I would trust him with that letter. As I say, he's rude and has an issue of authority, but he gets the job done right and he gets it done well.
And I suppose at the end of the day, that's all we can ask of him. So
it quite literally is all you can ask for him.
I suppose I like when you have that useless. All right, well, if I may post Foundation Day, I may come back and check in and make sure everything's fine after the buying period. But in case my duties bring me elsewhere, I bid you farewell, and I will make sure to mention your name in commendation when I get back in office.
Of course, of course.
Take care, and he will walk out of the office.
Alrighty.
And I think not to steal an idea from other people in the group, but Aki did fancy a look at some of the books.
Okay. Again, to avoid this taking all session, is there any particular books that you're looking for? Like a particular topic, or?
Yes. He's looking for almost like reference books on like on sort of either like just sort of Karmora history, or and also anything about the history of Druidic circles. If there's books on that.
Make an investigation check.
Alright.
Man, you're just rolling really good today. So you already have like the main book that's sort of like the history of the Republic and such. But you are able to find like a few things sort of like of notable battles and such, like more military related. You can see that there's a book in regards to like the area surrounding Karmora. Being a city that also has a lot of trade, there's books that talk about like the old trade deals that the various nations had with Karmora, which is still somewhat newish, given that Karmora's only sort of obviously not long by like nation standards, but like by lifespan standards, they've only sort of like been more open to trade since like a quarter of the way into the foundation, the Republic's like founding. In regards to druid circles, you can see there's a few studies in regards to the various tribes that sort of like existed, not just in Karmora, but just all around. There's sort of like a discussion piece in regards to what druids do, whether they're helpful or not. There's some stuff mentioning about the various planes that some druids make charge of, such as the tribe in Ansor that sort of guard the Feywild. And then there's sort of like the mention of the migration of the druids, sort of like reflecting on how it's happened per continent. Overall, it's about 8 or 9 books in total for the things that you're looking for.
Okay, hold on, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just catching up on my notes. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I'll catch up on this while we're doing stuff. I don't know, I'll think that. Okay, key, He'll definitely pick up a book about the druid migration.
Okay.
Jan, just
so that particular book would cost you about a gold.
That's fine. He pays the bill.
So the only book, or are you still thinking about which ones he would get?
I'm still thinking about that. What was the first book you told me about when you were talking about like trade with
So it basically talks about the various trade deals that had happened over the years between the nations and sort of like how it's affected like the nations respectively. Specifically like trade with Karmora.
Just out of personal curiosity, that sounds again with his business. So pick up that book as well.
Okay, that'd be another gold piece.
Yep. And then he will get a copy of he'll get a copy of the one about it's out of curiosity. He'll also pick up the one about the planes. So he'll get those 3.
Okay, that one would be 3 gold. As it's considered an academia book, one for studying. And people in America know what it's like when it's like, hey, you need these books for your courses. And technically yours to a lesser extent.
Yeah, but it's insane. Anyway, yeah, he'll pick up those books, yeah. And I guess he's like, well, I've got my something to do. Cracking in these and see if I can figure out where the lots of druids are. And after that, I think, after that he'll do some general sightseeing, just getting his bearing of the town and seeing some people watching and some sort of getting his bearings and seeing the big cathedral stuff of the place for Foundation Day. That's how people keep himself busy outside of Christmas.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I think Havelot might already say it, but I'll do off what Anna does, but like I'm taking it as a run to like Havelot and Aki go for their morning runs and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
yeah, I think that's me done.
Alright. I mean, sightseeing, there's a lot of stuff you can do in Embar. There's a lot of taverns, there's a lot of buildings and everything. It's a capital city, but you're able to keep yourself amused for the sightseeing tours. Okay.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then that would leave us with Havelock and Neverlair.
Hello there.
Hoi. Hoi hoi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Minus, again, coughing, but can't help that, so I'll deal with it. So, what is it that you two wish to do?
It's your show, Anna.
we's gonna train. I'm gonna sit there and beat Mev up, and Mev's gonna beat me up, just as it should be.
Oh, fantastic. Beautiful.
Right? Perfection, chef's kisses.
So you just be in the shit out of each other for 4 days?
Yeah.
Gonna train. It's gonna be great. Also, I'd be exercising with Sandling in the middle of the night, since we said we were going to do that. But other than that, the
So
only
take an
important
Aki
thing
out
that we
every
have
morning?
to do is... Yeah. The only genuinely important thing that we have to do is technically a group thing, except it only involves us.
It depends on if you make it a group thing or not.
Nah.
Yeah,
I mean,
thought
unless
that
Aki
Anna's
wants to come
intention-
with.
What are
I
you
thought
talking
that
about?
Anna's intention was to just go there and not upset Aki, I suppose.
Aki, do you want to be upset today?
You know what? What is D&D but a fancy soap opera? Go on.
Awesome. All right, so it's gonna be us three for that thing.
Mallory, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I did say in my notes to Tom's that like he'll be up for like whatever people want to do with him. He'll be up for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's a way to see how well your note taking is. Do you remember what Mallory told you in order to find him in Embar?
Oh, hold on.
I was gonna say, I think Ed took note of that.
It's your character, Anna.
I know.
Mallory.
Listen, I have to scroll past all my fucking work call-off notes to try and find this real quick.
So race to see who finds the note first.
I'm trying to find it.
Go where the winds are gray and ask the Fawn about the fleeting rabbits, I believe.
Yes, just got it. Yeah, go where
Mhm.
the winds are great and ask the Fawn about the fleeing rabbit. Yeah.
I found it. It was underneath my last note of Motrin and a glass coffin. Great
Yeah.
note taking.
Okay, so go where the winds are grey. So, any ideas based on information that you have been able to ascertain? I'll give a hint, because both Havelock and Mevler, you have spent time in in Embar.
That's what I was gonna say. Do we know anything about Grey Winds?
Is there anything to help someone who has a headache?
There's an inn in the Fleet District called Grey Winds. You've never been in it yourself?
Okay. Then that would be our first inclination to go there.
Okay.
For adventure.
Okay, so the three of you head to the Grey Winds. It's relatively close to the docks. It appears to be, well, almost looks like the lower part of a ship that's been flipped upside down and painted a bluish grey. Even the door appears to be upside down, with like part of the door frame being on the ground and part of the decking sort of like still attached on the roof? Question mark? Upside down ship. When you head into the interior, though, it looks a lot more refined. It looks right side up to begin with, and you can see the sort of an assortment of various tables and chairs that are on the wooden floor. No fireplace, given that the place is made out of wood. Yeah, I assume Aki's joining you two as well, just because he's obviously asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Cool,
he's
cool.
here.
Hold on.
Yeah, but you can see definitely has a more of a seafaring clientele.
So us.
Yeah, basically.
Fantastic.
Ambassador to hunt pirates. Alright. So I'm go up to the barkeep and ask if there's any drow man named Mallory that might be staying here.
Isn't there another part to that whole riddle thing that you should probably remember?
Yeah, and I'm also going to ask Thorn about the fleeting rabbits.
So
Thank you.
The fawn in particular is the barkeeper. She's a female satyr. Braided blonde hair. Her you can see their horns are sort of like adorned with various gold rings and chains and such. So I assume the first thing you ask is if there's a drow called Mallory.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, lad, but I tend not to remember the names of people here. We get so many that come through, you know.
Might have been spouting something about fleeting rabbits.
Oh, there's no white rabbit been here for years, but you know, I do remember the day he ran off. Followed him, so like looks about. Aki, you definitely see that she's sort of like looking, just because of your base insight, she's making sure nobody else is listening in. But obviously you can lip read, so you are listening in. And she sort of like leans in a bit and sort of like whispers to you. I remember he ran off to a cave just south past a Fleet District. You know, and he just decided to live there, and I always missed him. But I used to always whisper into his ear, "Don't worry, your home's here now." He just gives you a sly wink before leaning back.
I see. Well, thank you anyways for your time.
No problem, lad.
Guys, should we go?
Sounds
Yeah, well, yes, I suppose we shouldn't keep him waiting, should we?
We shouldn't.
all right.
To the caves.
Okay. It takes you a little bit because there is an assortment of caves. But eventually you find one which is like, it's large enough for the three of you to like walk in and such. Light sort of like trickles in because it's facing towards the sun, so you can sort of see it's somewhat cramped. But what's your passive perception again, Aki?
It is a grand total of 23.
Yeah, you don't even need to do a fucking perception check with that. Jesus Christ. You notice two things, Aki. You notice part of the wall is sort of like, the walls are mostly smooth, but then you sort of like notice the slightest indent on part of it, and next to it you can see what looks to be almost like part of a mold in the shape of a rabbit that's been painted sort of whitish. But as you sort of like get close to it, you can see that with one of the ears, there's sort of like a hole that actually sort of like goes partially downwards.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go up. Yeah, I'll walk up to that and just look closer at the rabbit mold. See if I can work it out. So wait, does it look almost like a slot almost?
No, so it's sort of like a hole, maybe like thumbs, like the width of somebody's or the circumference of somebody's thumb. Sort of like where one of the ear holes would be.
Okay. And I guess Aki will nudge the other two and go, excuse me, we don't happen to have anything, vaguely, ear-shaped, do we?
Ear-shaped?
Yes, you see, what was the, riddle that Cutthroat said, about the white rabbit, wasn't it, or something?
She whispered to it, "Don't worry, your home's here now."
No, I meant, I meant Mallory. Look, there's on this wall, if you look, can you just see faintly a carving with a rabbit, but the ear's missing as a whole where it should be.
No. There's the ear, but within the ear mold itself as a whole. I might have worded that wrong.
Okay. Sorry. And he goes like, okay, so then the whole conversation's bunk. He'll go, This is a trap. I don't lose a finger.
You need some help there, Aki?
Well, yes. Yeah, so this has to be something. Look, you see this white rabbit molding on the wall. Yes, there's a hole in his ear that can't be accidental.
Mev leans into whatever this hole is. Obviously, she can't lean into it, but like by it.
Yep.
And she's going to repeat what she said previously. Don't worry, your home is here now.
A minute goes by. 2 minutes. And then, Aki, where you saw like the wall sort of like inward, just sort of like slides to the side.
Mev looks to Aki with her token grin.
Well, after you, Lady Smuggington.
She will go ahead and go in.
Okay. It is pitch black in there.
I would like to follow and light.
Yeah, Aki will sort of will hold up the rear as the other two go in.
Okay. As you sort of like start making your way down, you hear behind you the stone wall just close behind you.
Woo!
Oh, that's not creepy.
Well, that's.
Think we can get out?
I'm one battle at a time. Let's hope this Lorry fellow knows another exit. Okay, let's keep faithful here, not attack or anything.
Okay. So, the pathway sort of like twists and turn. You can kind of tell that this is actually like sort of like a natural formation that's just been widened out slightly. It is a little bit difficult to traverse by because it is rather narrow, but you're able to sort of. It takes about 2 minutes before you get to another like opened area with a large oak door in front of you. The place is lit up now with a few candles here and there, but it's still very dim.
Can I summon Dawes, have him go rat, and go in before us? I want to see through his eyes.
This door's too narrow for Dawes to fit for as a rat.
Spider.
Okay. So you turn him into a spider. As he sort of like goes under the door, looking through his eyes, you can see there's a gentleman that's sort of like looking through almost like a small peephole, and you just kind of like watch as he like closes the peephole, leans over to where there's another hole and sort of like, you all hear this at this point, like sort of like echoing around it. State your name and whoever it is that sent you. Don't do anything stupid. We got people aiming at you.
I'm gonna let myself stop looking through Dawes' eyes and just be like, Havelock, sent here by Mallory. He owes me shit.
Stay there. Don't move. Voice goes quiet. About 5 minutes later, you hear the sound of like locks being undone from the wooden door, and it just so like one of the doors just gets opened, and walking out, you can see the ashen, drowish skin of Mallory. He just like walks out. You can see he's got a bottle in hand, and he sort of like looks at you both, like looks at the three of you. Takes a swig of the bottle, looks at you again, and just like holds it out to you.
I take it. Aw, you paying me back for those drinks?
Nah, I lost a bet. Come on.
So, what was the bet?
He's left. He's gone back through the door. The door's open. The door's open
I
still.
think we're following.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
Havelock asks.
Just basically the bet was that you forget or something.
Please, you think I'd forget? You've got my good rope.
Yeah. So like leads you through the rest of it, and it sort of like opens up into a sort of cramped, musty cave system. You can see a handful of individuals, but the one thing that they all have in common is that they are all armored and armed. You can see that there's some are sort of like wrapped more heavily, like in a cloak and sort, trying to keep themselves like more discreet, and others have got like their helmets off and such, and are just like loudly bolstering, like talking about stuff. The one thing they all have in common, though, which Aki especially notices, is that as you walk by, every single one of them sort of like observe you for a few seconds before going back to what they were doing. Eventually, Mallory leads you to a table with another individual. As he sort of like sits down, the individual just sort of like looks at you all before standing up and walking away. Are you gonna
Individual look like?
This is one of the ones that are like heavily like cloaked up.
Okay. Yeah. Then
So it's someone in addition to Mallory. Yeah.
What was that?
So Mallory's there, and then this heavily cloaked individual.
Well, the heavily cloaked individual's left, but Mallory's just like sat down
Yeah.
at a table. It's just like indicating for you all to just take a seat.
yeah, Mev will go ahead and take a seat. She's looking around at everyone. If someone like catches her eye, she'll wave. Like
Aki, who's been pretty much looking at the floor the entire time, takes a shaky hand out and pulls a chair and sits down.
One thing you notice as well is that most of the individuals here are the more long-living races. Elves, dwarfs, gnomes, and such. There's actually... In a continent where humans are the, like, majority, in this cave system, they are clearly the minority.
if that's the case, do I know of any groups that are mainly long-lived races?
Like, in terms of, like, dealings that you've had?
Yeah.
Make a history check.
Okay. History. 9. Okay.
The only group that you know of is, like, one of the pirate groups called the Submariners. Mostly consisting of, like, Tritons and Sea Elves.
Okay.
But comparatively to these, like, your knowledge mostly revolves in, like, individual sea groups, like pirate groups. And even then, like, you're not fully familiar with all of them.
Yeah.
Just from what you can tell, it appears that these individuals are more like, again, the more long-lived races, but you're not too sure why.
Alright.
So Mallory, flags down somebody and just basically grabs the bottle that they've got. And so it begins drinking again. So, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. This is a very interesting place here.
Keeps us safe from the law, so to speak. Not saying that what we're doing is illegal, but, less headaches.
I understand. Yes. Mev looks at Havelock. What's he doing?
Havelock's pulling Mallory's chair out a little bit further, and he's gonna be a dick and sit on his lap.
Yeah.
So, miss me, handsome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, what the fuck do you want me to say?
Always so cold. You turn them down once and they never want to see you again. So rude. Anyways, you've met my friends before. Lovely Miss Mev. The ever so wonderful Aki. And my new friend, and I'm just gonna snap my fingers and summon a Spider Dawes in my hand.
They don't last long, right?
Can't believe you just said that about Aki.
No, you fucking spider.
Yeah? He doesn't last long?
Spiders don't live very long.
Alright. Come on, sweetheart. Turn into your bird.
And so, turns into a raven and just sort of, look. You've never seen a raven give a stink eye to somebody. But you're pretty sure you've just seen a raven give a stink eye to somebody.
God, I've seen that quite a bit. Fucking birds are evil.
Right. Okay.
Now, since you did insult him, you do owe him a silver, at least. Something shiny.
Nah.
Isn't that right, Dawes? Doesn't this bastard deserve to give you something nice?
I give him a silver, but it ain't the one that he'll want.
Havelock, maybe you should stop playing with your food.
What did you say, sorry?
You saying that to Havelock?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Although Mallory does, notice, because I assume Aki's still, looking down.
Yeah, he's just looking very... He's sort of almost, anxiously, digging his, fingernails into the wood of the table. Just looking very, very nervous and very out of place.
You sure it's untied there, buddy?
Sorry, what?
You're looking down. I figured that, I don't know. Maybe you're having an accident down there or something?
No. Everything's fine. I should get nothing of no concern. Don't worry.
Relax, buddy. No one's gonna do anything here.
I'll hold you to that word. Mallory, was it?
Aye.
If you like, with okay. Please, cool deal, yes. Aki, very nice to meet you.
So, passes the bottle that he was drinking to you. That might calm your nerves.
Thank you. And he was... I just put it aside next to him and not take a drink from it.
Mev pats Aki's shoulder. Just calm down. Everything's
And like
fine.
physically like wince when you pat him like that.
Come on, don't worry. See, these people are kind of like cats, okay? So if you're nervous, they're nervous.
Hey, let me put you this in a simple method, Aki. Do you have a bounty on your head?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, then no one here is going to give a fuck about you.
Yeah, if anything, they'll be coming after us too. Right, Mev?
Mev thinks for a second. Do I have a bounty on me?
You're
I think
next to
they're
me. You
Probably
probably
alive.
do.
I can probably check.
Sure, I'm curious.
Alright. You mind, getting off me then?
I forgot about that.
Just so I look over.
No.
Well, I guess I can't check. Sorry, miss.
Fine. I'll get up, but you gotta check me too, and I stand up.
Fine.
I feel like that's an innuendo.
He just like takes a dagger and sort of like stabs it onto the table. They won't bother you as long as they see that. And so like heads off somewhere.
Can I try and dip into his pocket as he's walking away?
Make a sleight of hand check.
See, they might not bother us, but Mev is just like batting her eyelashes at them, being like coy and flirtatious.
I already know for a fact my Lord's passive perception would have noticed it. As you sort of like reach your hand in your pocket, you feel his hands like grip your wrist, and then you feel cold metal against it. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Is that a promise? He gets the same batting of the eyelashes as Mev's giving the entire room.
Aki is just looking at you with a look of, what the fuck are you doing?
You know, pickpockets, the typical punishment is they lose a hand, right? Think about if you actually want to lose one next time. So, like, throws your hand away and sheaths his dagger as he continues on.
I'm just gonna lean back in the chair, put my legs up on the table. You know, I would look pretty cool with a hook for a hand.
Yes, but think of all the girls that would be disappointed.
And I don't know if my talents can fix limbs.
Not yet, Aki. Not yet.
Alright, so we're waiting for our buddy. Anybody catching our eyes, looking interested in the room?
Handful of them, like, they are, like, a few people that are occasionally looking around, but as you sort of notice, they sort of, like, are doing that with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Everyone's
although,
watching everyone.
yeah, though, from what you can gather, especially, Aki, with your, again, your passive insight, it seems to be more of a force of habit than a, I think everyone's a threat kind of deal.
Yeah.
These are just naturally shifty people, basically.
Yeah, essentially it's a case of, like, being bounty hunters. You sort of, like, gather that they would, like, see if there's anything notable in case it's a mark.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's just that they've been doing this for so long, they can't turn it that off anymore.
Yeah.
But eventually, after about 5 minutes, Mallory just sort of, like, walks back in, so he sits down, takes the dagger out of the table before sheathing it. Nothing for you, miss. As for you, well, I never told them you're still alive, so they thought that you died alongside your pop.
Aw, thanks, babe.
We tend not to rat out informants unless they rat out us, so...
Well, I'm sure I've got some more information. You got anything for me?
What information you're looking for?
Well, was thinking about getting into the bounty hunting business. I mean, I know the shifty shits anyways. Got anything around here that we could help with?
I assume you're talking like what kind of jobs you talking of? Big jobs, small jobs?
Jobs that...
Who's your most annoying target right now? Who's giving you trouble?
Well, we do have 2 very big jobs, though one of them's what we call a dead drop job.
Dead drop?
Okay.
Basically means that you're free to take the job, but you're not gonna do so as one of our group, and you're no longer welcome here.
So it's like for someone who wants to completely cut.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the, how should I put it? This particular job is for the killing of the representative for the Isle of Tended Earth.
Ooh, what happened?
I don't know, politics out there. We tend not to ask.
Aw, that's lame. You don't want to know what you're actually killing for?
No?
No sense of adventure. What a fucking piece of shit.
I mean, sometimes
And I'm
we
just
ask
gonna take
about
the drink
it.
from Aki.
I mean, sometimes... sometimes
What
we
did you
ask.
do, Aki?
Oh, he took the drink that Malora gave you.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some water, Tom?
Nah, I'm fine. It's literally just my body's just like, I should cough. No, you shouldn't. But I had COVID. Had COVID. You don't need to do it anymore. I don't know, I'm gonna cough.
Past tense, boy, past tense.
When it comes to dead drops, we tend not to ask, given that essentially it's you becoming an enemy of the state, so to speak. The other one we've got is there's a bounty for the confirmed death of whichever archdruid is in charge of the druid clan in the Morag.
I immediately look at Aki to gauge his reaction.
Yeah, Aki's Aki tries to sort of the momentary shock hearing that you see like his sort of like eyes go wide and he sort of tries to realize where he is and desperately tries to catch himself but sort of doesn't get away with it.
Some money mine, lad?
No, it's just can't quite imagine what someone from a druid circle could possibly have done to attract the ire of your lot.
It's not necessarily our lot. We're just kind of a group of people together with the same job kind of deal. It's just that we have more contacts, so we occasionally get jobs that are less, shall we say, less looked on. Surprisingly, that's not a dead drop, though. Which leads me to believe that it's probably someone in the Republic that made that request.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Give us all the information you got. We'll look into it.
Yes, yes, I have. I've been looking for the. I've been looking for them myself, so I suppose this task could be something of an additional little objective of my existing one. Yes.
You hear in your head, "You fucking idiot."
Yeah, see, here's a problem. Usually these big jobs are as big as they are because they're, one, of big importance, and two, we tend not to have a whole lot of information about them. We know it's an archdruid.
Yeah, that's why I said give us anything that you know.
Okay. They're in the Morag.
Wow. Not even a physical description.
Nah, not even that. Because, we don't know who the fucking archdruid is there. We know it's part of a clan. Just trying to find out who that archdruid is, but the problem is they don't like talking to folk like us.
Reward.
The reward? 20,000 gold.
That's good money.
Aye.
And what if we are unable to do this job, but we're able to get information? Would we be paid for that too?
Probably, we'd have to check with the contact.
How long would that take?
Depends on when we can get a hold of him. Bastard's real slippy about being noticed. That's why I said, I think it's a member of the Republic. Never actually dealt with the guy directly.
We'll be here for the festival. We'll be here for a good time. See if you can get us information about this by then. If it sounds good, we'll take it on for you.
Like of the guy or the archdruid?
Both.
Can't promise much on the first one. Beyond that, I mean, there's smaller jobs. You know, there's a horse thief in La Notch, murder of an influential merchant in Port Mar. On occasion, a few of the criminal types like to put out hits on others. And we got like 2 more dead drop jobs. The last big one we had was, well, you've kind of sunk that one.
Yeah, I'm looking for dear old dad.
There. I mean, I told it as it was. A lot of people got pissed about it. Some of them don't believe me and are still searching, but overall, the boss has sort of struck that bounty off.
Curious.
Mhm.
You said I think I'm dead. How much am I worth?
Remember correctly, it was about 5,000 gold.
Havelock looks extremely disappointed at that. I did so much fucking work and ran that ship for the old man, and I get that.
Yeah, but you know, the
How
captain...
much was his?
Yeah, but oh, his, I want to say it was 40.
Who am I staying closest to?
I don't know.
Probably me.
Probably.
Yes, so then Aki
Should we
sort of just sort of looks over to Mev and sort of just quiet says, 1,000 gold is quite a lot of money.
Mev just elbows Aki. She's not hearing it.
But of course, I say, given the information that I got from a informant, it appears both have met their demise, and so their bounties have been struck.
We'll take on the fucking horse thief too, I guess.
Hello, Notch? Okay. Fella's
Any jobs?
the fellow that you're looking for, then, he's called Orland.
How do you spell that?
Orland.
We don't recognize the name, do we?
Nope.
Horse thief and Lanarch. Is it? I'm guessing with this horse thief, is it kill him or just find him?
You never asked.
Okay, can I ask right now?
It's dealer's choice, essentially. You bring back proof that he's dead, or you bring him back alive. The fellow that we got the bounty for, he was a horse breeder. Doesn't really give a shit, because he's lost some pretty good horses.
I see. And what's the reward for taking him down?
300 gold.
300 gold. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Apparently,
Maybe he'd throw in a horse too.
apparently the 300 gold is basically the amount for the horse that was stolen.
Did any of those other jobs interest you too?
Mm,
It's not quite my area for the expertise, right?
I'm good. I mean, I came here for you, so.
Havelock just puts his hand over his heart. You're so sweet.
Mev rolls her eyes.
So I guess it looks like you're holding on to that rope until we get this shit done so we can come see you again.
Oh no, I got a rope.
Yeah, you got it.
Ain't your rope, because don't know how the fuck you expect me to keep hold of the rope when I use it as a getaway. Just to, like, toss at you and silk rope. Thankfully, this is the capital city.
But really, you're relying on a rope to get away? Break the window, duck, and roll.
And break up, and possibly break bones.
I was more of trying to be quiet. Also, I was a little bit tipsy there. Rather play it safer.
Man, you gotta be real shit at your job to go there a little bit tipsy. Go full drunk. It's better.
I like to do my job with a degree of professionalism. Can't do that when I'm drunk. Either way, you're free to relax here and continue drinking, or if you ever want to leave, just let me know and I'll make sure you get out and fine.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, you guys, you wanna leave? You wanna stay? What's the deal?
I think Aki is going to puke if we actually stay here.
Well, I suppose if depending on how long we stay together, perhaps I may have to get accustomed to places like this. So, if you want to spend a while here, and I don't mind spending company, and frankly, it's something I need to learn to get used to. See, so I'm in no rush if you are.
You wanna try having one drink with us too? We'll get something real light and easy for you.
I assume you were saying that to Aki.
Yeah.
Aki's really thinking over. Because, yeah, like, this is, like, in his mind, this is a serious dilemma. Aki goes, as long as you give your word, it won't be anything too strong. I suppose I should be able to find the self-control and awareness when I hit a limit, so... Fine. I will have a dip of something. Because I gather this isn't exactly the place that they'd bother serving alcoholic beverages.
I'm going to go and get all of us a drink. Only one. Very light for Aki. Very hard for Mev. Medium for Havelock.
Okay. Okay, so that will put you back about 8 copper.
Okay.
And you're able to get your various alcoholic beverages.
Man, I'm no
Fantastic.
longer at 69 copper.
Mallory's got himself another bottle, and is now joined by the person that was sitting with him before, it seems. Again, hard to tell, heavily cloaked and covered.
Okay, again, because I think this might. I just whether or not this is actually first beer. Okay, this is first
Those
beer,
words.
Like,
There were words, we couldn't necessarily understand them because robot.
for
I
fuck's
think they
sake.
were Aki's first beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether or not this is Aki's first beer.
He's had a couple of sips here and there.
Has he?
Like once. Literally once.
Well, in this adventure or like in his backstory?
In this adventure.
Probably his
Okay.
backstory too.
Yeah, but like his parents and like his grandfather were very fun. Like, no, do not drink alcohol. Alcohol is the devil.
Yeah, I think it had something to drink him again.
Okay, I like a little tiny bit something. So yeah, can I just for fun? Can I roll a Constitution saving throw?
Sure.
Oh my god, if Aki fucking passes out, I'm gonna scream.
I was actually thinking, since you got me really hard liquor, should I make a con save?
Would you think that Nev would need to make a con save?
After one drink, it really depends on how severe it is.
She's really tiny too.
Yeah. I think probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Aki is the lightest of lightweights, so
22. She's fine. She's she knocks it back.
Okay, Aki tries it. I guess it's just like essentially whatever high fantasy version of Bud Light is. And well, first of all, he doesn't like the taste, but sort of not wanting to offend anyone here or you for picking it, he will slowly drink it as you guys are drinking yours, and you certainly see sort of a shift in Aki. You see sort of his usual kind of uptight demeanor relaxes, and he's a little bit less nervous and fidgety.
Mev looks Aki over, like seeing the change in his disposition. Are you okay?
I think I think so. I've had a few alcoholic beverages before. I can't say this was numbered in the best of them, but I think I'm okay. I'm still vaguely coherent.
Mev takes Aki's drink, and she's gonna take a sip of it to see like what Havelock got him.
It's clearly watered down beer from.
Yeah, Mev looks at the drink and she looks at him with such a judgmental face. Like she's got one eyebrow raised. Like really.
What's with the face, Mevelair? Have I let loose a noxious fume or something, or?
No. Just Jesus Kinley.
Cringe. It's pretty cringe.
Dies of cringe.
She like leans in and pokes his cheek. Your face is starting to get a little pink from this. You know, for a bigger guy, I thought that you could handle more.
Please don't talk to me like that, Mevelair. Look, I barely drink is undoing it, but at least you can do it and not mock me to my face. Thank you.
not mocking you, I'm teasing you. It's friendly.
As far as I can see, there's a very short fucking distance between them indeed.
Ooh, you're an angry drunk, aren't you? Mev, like, puts her chin in her hand, watching Aki. Is this why you don't drink?
Well, I was told by several incredibly important people to me that alcohol leads to terror, and a clouded mind can only result in strife, anger, and suffering. So, yes, I don't drink. I don't wish to bring those to the world, so I don't do it. Okay?
I think they just thought you were a really angry drunk.
Aki, darling, it only brings out the you that you hide. Your actions are all your own when you're drunk.
It's true. It's kind of an uninhibitor? Like you feel so much more comfortable in your skin, so you just spout anything that you want to say.
Like the first time I was drunk around Mev, I told her her tits were fantastic.
Yes. His face did not like my reply.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I suppose, do you like being bruised?
Not bad.
I was thinking that was what it was.
Yeah,
What?
you wanna go tough shit?
I dropped something.
I was about to say, like, oh, was that Ed getting so into character that he fell as Aki?
No, that's Matt.
Nah.
I'm gonna get another drink. Aki's being all grumpy, but Mev's gonna get another drink.
Okay.
Do they have food here?
Not that you're aware of.
Alright, I'll take some of my rations then. I'll grab another drink for myself, the same one that Havelock got me, and I'm gonna take out my rations and give it to Aki. Here. I'm not going to make you get any drunker. No one likes a violent drunk.
Why would you get him drunker? I told him only one drink. That's all he's getting. Unless he wants water. It might be salt water, though.
Well, you know, sometimes it's fun to just, like, have fun with people and have them relax. But Aki seems more, high-strung.
Yeah.
Plus,
You
he
wanna
said
go,
he has
Aki?
a story of violence, so...
Yes. Thank you for the food. I'm sorry, but I highly value my cogency and I don't enjoy being without those skills. So
Then you could have just said no.
Besides, you're in a den of bounty hunters. Who the fuck's gonna care about if you're uptight or not?
well, I was trying to be polite.
I mean, sure, being polite is fine, but if you know that, like, you get like this, then it's probably more polite to just, spare people. You can't get upset at us for, you know, handing you a drink when you drank that drink.
I'm not upset with you. I I'm very sorry. And frankly, I would not be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Curious at seeing how usually the mask of slip and fog over on my mind, so.
And we learned that you can't really handle a lot, and that's okay.
Well, no, it comes with experience, doesn't it? Of course I can't.
Not exactly. I mean, I was mentioning that you are a big guy because bigger people tend to be able to hold more. It comes with your, how big and tall you are. It comes with your natural constitution.
If you had anything to eat.
And, of course, with your experience. I mean, I'm really small, but that's where experience takes place. I drank a lot, and now my system figured it out. And saying that, she's gonna take another drink.
Okay.
Alright. We're doing good.
Yeah. I'd say the DC's getting
Okay.
higher each drink you do, but yeah, I'd say you're doing fine.
Yeah.
While she is talking with Aki, I would like to go and get myself 2 of what Mev has.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So just so you know as well, Mev, since you've got a drink, that's 2 copper. If you're getting 2 of them Havelock, that's 4 copper.
Fantastic.
This way, Malloy and his friend are just sort of like passing the ball to each other and just observing.
What time of day is it?
I would say it's probably mid-afternoon at this point. It's hard to tell because you're in, you're in a cave.
Mev just looks at Mallory again, like her head is in her hands, just smiling at him for a second, and then she says, "So, do you know if anyone here is down to fuck?"
And Mallory just sort of like pauses, like, "What are you offering?"
Hey buddy, you're mine.
Who said?
Oh, who said Tavlok?
I'm just gonna fucking pull back his chair and take a seat on his lap again.
Yeah, probably if you ask around.
I'm
Hey, did I?
going to go meet
I do.
some people. And Mev's just gonna go flirt with people.
I'm gonna send Dawes after her, and once he's on her shoulder, turn back into a rat, into a spider, and tell him to hide in her hair, so we can find her later.
So, like, you see, like, Mallory just, like, watches you walk away. It's like, just, like, elbow his friend and says, "Keep an eye on her. I don't want any of those up being fucking idiots with her." Person just nods and just sort of, like, stares, like, in Mev's direction.
So, what is she doing? Is she sorting out the rest of the day's entertainment for us?
Yeah.
Entertainment for us, Aki.
She's looking for at the entertainment options. We'll go with that.
Again, since he is asexual, I feel like he needs to just check this. Okay,
She literally said down to fuck.
yeah, true. And we just go like,
Right, well, as long as she's plenty entertained, I'm sure I can find my own way, thank you.
Oh, are you leaving? Or what?
I haven't decided yet, but certainly not whatever my dear friend has in mind.
Yeah, I got my friend keeping an eye on her, don't worry about it.
Thank you, I'd rather not have to come in and salvage her in some kind of untoward state, thank you.
Alright, Aki, I think it's time we took you back.
I don't want to ruin your evening. If you want to stay, fine. But don't let me burden you.
Well,
Ugh, come on, you can burden me. Get your arm around my shoulder. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, no, I can come out here on my own power. And hold on, as he stands up, he kind of gets a bit of a head rush. What should I roll to see if he stumbles or sort of falls over when he suddenly stands up drunk?
athletics, I'd say.
Okay.
Can I try to roll to catch him?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Make a dex check.
Yeah, as Aki sort of tries to stand up, using using his chair, his legs get caught up with him, and his legs get sort of caught up and twisted in around him, and he just sort of falls straight back on the floor with a crash, bringing the chair down with him.
You aren't able to grab him, but Mallory does. Alright, okay, buddy. Let's...
Let go of me, Cutthroat.
Okay, just let's go, and you just fall onto the floor.
Yes, I think my time here is done. I will. Which way is the exit again?
Come on, I'll get you out there.
I'm gonna help pull Aki up, and I'm gonna, force him to put his fucking arm around my shoulder. Come on.
Mallory helps out with the other arm. He sort of looks over at his friend. Yeah. I said, keep an eye on her. I'll give this one back. The friend just nods. Right. Let's go, big guy. And so, starts leading you towards the exit.
Okay, I'll just... I think I'll try to push my way out of him carrying... Is Havelock carrying me got me as well?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I'll just sort of go, gentlemen, I assure you, I still have the gifts of locomotion. I can still stand on my own 2 feet. Thank you. I just stumbled. The ground caught up with me. I'll be fine. You can go back to looking after yourselves.
Havelock's just gonna rub his back, concerningly giving him a very sympathetic look. Something he does not give to many people. Come on, Aki. Just put one foot in front of the other, and I gotcha.
Look, I'm just making sure you don't get pickpocketed here, alright? After we get out of here, you're on your own, but, for now.
Yeah, suddenly, going from genuinely, sort of the very, Aki going from his very rare expression of him looking visibly pissed off, he sort of flashes back to being scared and anxious with him saying, I'm keeping you from pickpockets. And goes,
Oh, good!
Oh.
I was hoping that would work.
Yeah, yes. I suppose that would be appreciated. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would be much use in a fight like this, but
Exactly. Not saying that you would be, just kind of figured, given you don't like this place here, clearly, figured it might work. Looks like it did. Intuition's great, ain't it? And so helps you through the door. and so begins to navigate through the system. Yeah, the caves.
As we're going along, Havelock's gonna poke Aki in the side. You know what you can do to make this a little easier on yourself?
Go ahead.
Turn into a cat.
Why?
It'll help you. Cats always land on their feet after all.
Instead, we just have a drunk cat.
You know what? I'll humor you, Havelock. Help me down. I need to be on all fours.
And sort of, he very sort of like trying to like grab a purchase on like a nearby wall. Sort of just very carefully sort of like kneels himself down so that he's just like basically on his knees with his hands out. And then you watch him transform into a grey tabby cat.
I'm gonna pick you up, I'm gonna put you in my coat, and I'm gonna carry you home like a baby.
Don't see any of them around here.
Trying to pick up Cat Aki up. He almost like, because again his reaction time isn't good, because again he's pissed. He sort of hisses and tries scratching at you by the time you've already grabbed him. You suspect if he was inhuman, he'd be saying in Kreeska's own way, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Aw, he's such an angry little murder mittens.
That's good noises. Wow.
Wow.
That was good.
That was actually just wow. Oh wow. Okay. So you bundle Catty, I guess.
And eventually, Aki just is kind of just like done at this level, so that he's just not fighting anymore. He will just let you carry him, and then probably about like 2/3 of the way there, you feel his like him turn more into dead weight, and you just hear him basically cat snoring.
Pretty rare to see druids around here.
Yeah, there's a reason that we wanted that job.
We actually got a few former druids in there too, but they tend not to deal with that stuff. Going against their own kind of deal. Anyway, so like just punches part of the wall, and you see like it partly indent, and you watch as the wall just, and the wall is open again.
Yeah.
Sleeping kitty Aki gets like
forehead. He's not asleep. He's not asleep yet. He's just sort of he falls asleep while you're walking back with him. At this current point, he's sort of like, depending on if you can see his face, he just is looking like, that bit in Emperor's New Groove when they're singing Happy Birthday to Yzma?
Mm-hmm.
And she just looks so fed up and done with life.
Happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too.
Yeah, that bit. That imagine a cat having that expression. That's what Aki looks like.
Amazing. I'm just gonna bring him back.
If I just sort of like leave, he says, "If you whisper into it, the sliver is back. You won't need to worry about me, letting you in or anything."
Oh, you don't want me to see your face?
No, I'm simply saying that unless you want to have crossbows pointed at you every time you come in, you say that instead and they'll just let you right in.
What was the thing that he said again?
The sliver is here.
The slither?
Yes.
Sliver. Slither? I thought you said sliver.
Sliver, like
The sliver is back or here.
the sliver is here.
Thank you.
Sliver is in
Can
like
we get this in writing?
the sliver is in like a small piece of metal kind of deal.
Sliver. V, not TH.
Yes.
Like a slither of metal. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is, because the bounty hunting group is called the Skull Slivers.
Couldn't tell your fucking accent.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chodo. Something got something and Vic Van Dyke Cockney accent, which I can't do.
Listen, I'll let you know if TikTok sends me British hate today.
It will, knowing my luck. Okay. I'm just going to ask this at this point. Mev, what are you doing?
Hey. I'm looking for someone to sleep with. We can just do like a charm check or something.
Make a charisma check.
Yeah, okay. $13. Not bad.
Since, you know, the whole fade to black, you do. You find someone.
Yeah. You do not see Mev again until much later in the night.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm taking care of a drunk, angry cat.
Aw, poor Aki.
The one thing you do notice when you start to make your way back is Mallory is still there with a friend. Yeah, and it's just there like, did you have fun there?
Oh, yes, lots. Why? Do you want details?
Nah. Just making sure that you're alright, that's all.
Good.
Friend here said that you were fine.
Myself.
Yeah, friend here said you were doing fine.
Mev nods. Thanks for helping Havelock out.
Yeah. Well, he said that someone was after me, so I figured I, return the favor.
Mev nods. He's a bit of a prick, but I know he appreciates it.
Son of the Scourge of the Sea, it doesn't surprise me.
Do you know a lot about Havelock?
I know more about his dad, but even then, when I say that, not by much. Just know that he, had one of the highest bounties because, unlike most of the other pirates, they didn't follow the code of... What was it? Just see the, their friend just, lean in and say something. The Mary Liberty Code. He, never followed it, so... kind of made him a bit of a pain in the ass.
Just judging by my, experience or knowledge or whatever, do I know what specifically, besides the code, what specifically Havelock's dad did that made him so infamous? Were there, specific events?
What would the... Did I ever share the... I'm pretty sure I shared... Oh, no, I must have forgot, because that was when I was sick with COVID. Because I was about to say, didn't I show you, the code? Because Mev and Havelock would certainly know of it.
Yeah, you didn't send us anything.
I shall send you the code in a DM to both of you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Because you had
Mevelair
also said you had information about the town.
Yeah, I said. My mistake. I was sick, so...
That's fine.
So
We know, that's why we're not talking about it.
I will send both of you what the code is. Obviously, Havelock would not have followed it because his dad didn't. Mev would. I'll follow the code.
Yeah.
Make a history check.
Alright. History. Man, I'm getting average rolls today.
Thankfully, Havelock's dad was infamous enough that, just rolling above 10's fine. The bounty, as from what you can assume, was accumulation of several, like, merchant fleets, the military itself, and you heard rumors of other pirate groups, as he would attack anything and everything, sometimes just for fun.
Okay.
And he also would be more than happy to, like, attack defenseless stuff, sell people into slavery. Basically, think of, like, the worst things that pirate could do. He's probably done them.
Would I have heard my mother make any comments?
Your mother was not very, very keen on the individual. But
that's a nice way of saying it.
Can I just check for my notes? What's Havelock's dad's name? Did he say?
I don't think you've actually said.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he's actually
Not
said.
to you guys.
Just wondering. No. I meant for my own. No, never mind.
Never mind. If the party isn't aware of it, it's fine.
Okay.
I think the only one that would be aware of it is Mev, and even then, that might just be because of her history as a pirate.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah, no. Your mother does know of it, does not have anything nice to say, but also would not, like, turn the guns to bear, because at the end of the day, he was probably one of the best pirates that they had in terms of, like, combat capability.
Mev, as she's talking, she, like, pushes her hair back, and she's tying it back up in, like, her ponytail. I have one more request.
Yeah.
Could you check if there's any sort of bounty on, a Camilla Gatlin?
Captain of the Nymph's Needle, yeah?
Yes.
Nah. Well, yeah, but nah.
Yeah, but nah?
I mean, the Republic military's obviously got bounties on pretty much every pirate, but we tend not to include that.
So you choose the ones that are pains in the butt.
Pains in the butt, but it's also as well, the Republic ones tend not to pay that much. Last I checked, I think Camilla's is only like 150 gold. Which, oh, yeah, sure, let me just, risk my life trying to take on a pirate captain with all their crew for 150 gold. Yeah, it's not fucking worth it.
I mean, plus, it's Camilla.
I don't know if she's got that much of a reputation. Slurp, do you know much about her? Just a figure so, like, leans in and mutters something. Nah, she doesn't know much about him either.
Sure that, just by my attire, you can tell who I am, so...
Well, you also sort of asked me if you had a bounty on you.
Curious. That one was more so just for fun.
Yeah. For the record, military's got a 50 gold bounty on you.
I'm honestly surprised that there's any bounty at all. I didn't expect to have much of a name.
When I say bounty, it's more like, if someone were to, like, capture you, if you were to be, like, arrested and one of the military people were aware of it, so, like, basically if you get caught by the Third Fleet, pretty much.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine, basically. You get caught by anyone else? Yeah, no one's gonna fucking care. Get caught by the Third Fleet? Oh, hey, look at that, I got 50 gold from this. Nice. Not worth it for us,
Do you have a bounty?
No, I'm over son of
That
I must have a bounty at this point. I've pissed off quite a few people.
That must be really interesting to be in this kind of group and have like your own kind of head, you know?
I mean, that's kind of why we made the group. Lets us stay together so that if anyone does decide to go for us, we can dissuade them, so to speak.
Nods. Well, this is very interesting information. I'm, this sated my curiosity. But I should probably get going.
Yeah, I'll walk you out.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mallory leads you out.
It's a union. Yeah, then I'll go ahead and head back to where we're staying. I imagine since we're only going to stay at I can't remember their name. At those people's house for like a day, I imagine that we set up in an inn.
I would assume so. Which inn is it that you go into?
In that Aki isn't going to be hyper paranoid about, but also isn't surrounded by guards.
It's quite a narrow Venn diagram, that.
Yeah.
We're going middle class.
Middle class.
Okay.
Middle class.
That would probably be the Maiden's Rest, which is
Maiden's
in
Rest.
which is in the living quarters.
Awesome. Then yeah, Mev is going to go ahead and head back to the Maiden's Rest. What time of day would it be if it is day?
Well, at this point, after your little escapades, it would definitely be night at this point.
Woo! Alright, then I'm guessing that everyone else is probably passed out.
Probably.
Almost, yes, definitely.
Aki definitely.
Marine sitting in the dark.
Just sitting there. Menacingly.
Hey, if his eyes glow in the dark, it could be menacing.
And my job.
Question. Are you assuming that Havelock and you are sharing a room again?
Do you?
Yes.
So do you want to share a room?
Yes, because you will just see red light when you open the door.
Spooky.
You waiting for me like my father?
Yes.
Oh my god. Fine. Mev opens up the door. This red light comes peering through. I imagine Havelock just sitting in a chair, legs crossed, you know.
Got whiskey on the table next to him, shuts the book that he was reading.
Havelock can read.
Well,
Yes.
this is, ominous. Mev looks Havelock up and down, hands on her hips.
It's very late, you know.
Yes, I'm aware. I saw the moon, sky. There were lots of
Very
pretty
pretty.
stars.
Yeah. Would you like to come over here? And Havelock just like pats his lap, putting the book on the little table.
Mev goes ahead and she will sit on his lap. What are you waiting?
Yes, I would. And Havelock gives her a massive hug. I'm just gonna strength this. Squish!
You hear her back crack. Ugh. Okay. It was just a couple hours.
I had to deal with a drunk cat. I have 17 new claw marks. And I had to tie him to the bed to get him to sleep.
The poor baby. Mev
Did you?
just pats his shoulder. I think he's being hyperbolic.
Okay, fair enough. In
Rhoda,
real,
do you want to tell me how bad Aki was?
IRL, Aki was passed out by the time you put him back in bed. So you
Havelock still
basically
tied him to the fucking bed.
yeah. So basically, to Aki, he basically fell asleep while you were carrying him back in your jacket, being like basically like rocked by you to sleep essentially, and then you just basically laid him down in like a little cat bundle on the bed in his room.
He's gonna wake up. Probably still a cat. No.
No, it would have worn off. It only lasts like an hour.
Hold on.
Level.
How long is it for again?
An hour, yeah. It's either an hour or it's an hour plus druid level, or it might be druid level in general.
It might be an hour plus druid level, but anyways.
Either way, Aki's gonna wake up tied to the bed. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Actually, no, I remember it's half your druid level.
Half druid level. Half druid level rounded down, so that's 4.5. Sorry, 2.5, so 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, Mev just pats Havelock's shoulder, like, oh, poor thing. I just had to get away.
Am I too clingy? He asks, clinging to her.
No, it wasn't you, it was Aki. No? And it makes me a little uncomfortable.
You want me to beat him up?
No. He was drunk and he barely drinks. It's fine. You know, it's just... I don't like angry drunks. They're... bleh.
Do you want Aki to beat himself up?
If you want to get drunk and fight in a tavern, sure, that's fun. But when you start baring your teeth at everyone, going blah blah, I hate you all, what's the joy in that?
That's very true, very true. I have some bad news to tell you, Mevalair.
Did you break something?
No.
No? What did you do?
It's what you did.
It's what I did.
You squished Dawes.
Mev pauses, trying to think, and she tries to, like, get up to see if she just fucking sat on Dawes.
He was in your hair all day. You squished him.
In my hair? Mev looks at you with, like, a face of, like, are you telling me what you're telling me?
Oh my god.
I sent him along with you because I wanted to make sure you had backup if you got hurt.
Were you watching me?
No.
No? I'm gonna insight that. Do not believe.
Havelock seems to be telling the truth.
I have enough people watching me. Do not send Dawes again.
Wait, you have a counter for how many times Havelock's telling the truth?
No! Shifty eyes. Oh.
Listen. I just wanted him to be there as backup in case you got hurt. That's it.
Good.
I swear on my good eye that I did not watch.
You have two good eyes! And she's going to take off the eye patch.
No, my light! Darkness. Come on, I was reading.
Light the candle. Your eyes are fine.
My eyes are not fine. They are very, very delicate, I'll have you know.
Oh my goodness. For someone with a, what, 4,000, 5,000 gold bounty on them, you are such a big baby.
Yeah, and you're such a little baby.
I'm a little baby.
Little baby.
Did you know that I actually have like a 50 gold bounty on me. I was surprised by that.
What did you do? Did you step on someone's flower bed?
It might have been like when I stole something. I don't know. I don't
Want to see if we can get it higher?
Why would I want it higher? That means that I have to do like bad things, and I'm not really that kind of person.
Well, I mean, you just said it yourself when you probably stole something.
Yes, but I don't steal like you do.
Steal like I do. What do you mean by that?
Like, steal carelessly from anyone and everyone. I don't
Hey, I
do
haven't
that,
stolen from you yet.
I have a criteria.
Mm-hmm.
That
A pirate
criteria,
moral.
but they have to be a rich asshole.
So what you're saying is we should take something from Aki.
Him alone. He's not an asshole.
I'm sorry, you were muttering.
Leave him alone. He's not an asshole. He's fairly nice. Or he tries to be.
Come on, you gotta admit, it's really fun messing with him.
Look, it's fun messing with people, but you know, Aki was a little bit right. There's a fine line between messing with someone and, you know, being outright rude. We kind of told the boundary with him a lot. We need to ease up. Or show that, you know, we still care.
Alright. But they missed you so much. What took you so long? More hugs, more smooch.
What took me so long was things.
And stuff.
It certainly was not gay shit.
Ugh. You know, we could make it gay shit.
Yeah?
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 Ugh.
Gay shit? Eyebrow wiggle?
Alright, okay.
Anyone passing through the hall would just hear, woo! Gay shit!
Alright.
And that's these idiots for the night.
Okay. Alrighty. So, I know there's only about an hour left, but still, we'll take a small 5-10 minute break.
Ooh.
Woo!
And then we'll hopefully finish off with the last of the lead up to Foundation Day stuff. Because then it's just group shit.
Group shit!
So, essentially, yeah, you guys all eventually wake up in the Maiden's Rest. I would say at this point, based on like all the stuff that's been going on, you're probably 1 or 2 days away from Foundation Day.
Okay.
Hold on. I need to roll for a hangover, don't I?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, yeet.
Oh.
Aki has a
Goodbye,
hangover.
Aki. Probably like a really bad one too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there a bucket or some kind of receptacle in my room?
Yeah.
But aren't you tied to the bed?
Yeah, Aki basically wakes up in like the fetal position as close as you can get to like being like kitten curled up when you're a 6-foot lad. And there's his head's throbbing, and he, as soon as he basically takes in his first morning breath of the day, he immediately needs to throw up and tries to move and finds himself tied to the bed.
How would that work? Because of the size difference.
Actually, that's the point. Actually, you tied a cat to the bed. Not an Aki.
So, like, your stomach, your arms and legs are fine.
What the fuck is this?
And he kind of just like, in like his desperate attempt, can he try to just basically brute force this binding up?
Make a strength check.
Yay.
The binding of Akrisk.
Why is my computer frozen?
Hey, to be fair, you've been robotic most of the time, so that's probably why it's being slow.
Probably, actually, yeah.
Even though you don't sound robotic right now, so...
Hold on, do I sound robotic now?
Nope.
Interesting, okay. It might be my computer being fucky, I don't know. You know what, my internet's usually not this bad, I don't know why. Like, everything else is running fine, it's just my voice, apparently. What was it again? Strength. Yeet!
Oh yeah, easily.
And then he just basically almost like leaping out of bed, trying to find like, I guess like the wash basin he has, and then just throws up into it, and then sort of
by the stars, my head.
And then just sort of, is there a window?
Yep.
He will sort of pick himself back up, and again, throbbing headache, he'll pick up his wash basin now full of sick. He'll look out. Is there anything below his window?
There is the road.
Is there anyone walking underneath his window right now?
There are many people walking in the road. You're in the capital city. It's busy. You're in the living quarters.
By this. How do I get rid of this?
And he basically, what do they have for bathrooms in this place?
You imagine being a middle class bit, they'd probably have a... What's it called? Not like a public bathroom, it's like... No, not
An outhouse?
No, not an outhouse. No, it's like... I guess kind of like a public bathroom, but not really. There's a fancy word for it.
I don't know. A garter room?
Community
A
bathroom? Something like
public
that.
bathroom, yeah. Got it, yeah. Okay, so basically...
Communal, that was it. That was it. Thank you, Nate.
Communal. And
Yeah.
then he'll basically pick himself up, try to splash some water in his face, and then sort of and then like does up his shirt and then pulls on his trousers and saunters downstairs with a wash basin full of sick, trying to find the communal bathroom, basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's easy enough to find. It is indicated.
In which point he just disposes of the sick, washes out the wash basin, and puts it back upstairs.
Didn't you say you put some water on your face, though?
Yeah, no, but like from his water pouch.
I was about to say.
Yeah, he doesn't wash his face in sick, Thomas.
The way you worded it.
That is true, and he's probably that hungover that he wouldn't be aware of it. And then he just sort of grabs his stuff in sort of a very unbecoming manner of not taking a lot of care of what he's doing. And then he grabs the 4 bags of money he had and goes and sits downstairs by a table on like one of the big tables downstairs.
As is tradition, Mev has already ordered breakfast, but also Tom.
Yes.
Do they have the brain freeze drinks here?
No.
They don't. Do they have another hangover cure?
Brainful.
They've got milk.
We've got milk. Okay.
Oh no!
Then, God, I wouldn't call that a fucking cure. Mev
They've got
will...
milk, and they can put some chocolate in it, and maybe some bitter herbs. That's the best you're getting.
Alright, yeah. Then, Aki, as you come downstairs, Mev pushes a specific drinking plate to you. You notice that this plate has more food than usual, and the drink isn't just like water like everyone else's.
Yeah, you Aki, you like. He looks visibly worse for wear. Like you can see, like he's got bags under his eyes. He can like almost like barely keep his head up. Basically, like he's just so fucking like his head. He's in a bad way, and he just nods. And he just sort of looks at you and go, "I had a feeling last night wasn't worth it," and he'll tuck into his food and drink what
Do
you got him.
remember last night? With that nat 1?
That's a point, actually.
I would say you probably would have. You would have remembered a few bits of it, because it would have been more affected by like the con save you made when you got drunk more than anything. But you definitely got some gaps in your memory.
Yeah. But I feel like he remembers up to the moment when he decided, fuck it, let's order a very light bit.
Yeah, like that part you do, but then after that it gets
a
little bit iffy. I don't know.
So he's going like
before, but I'm assuming.
Yeah. So he just looks at Mev and go. I don't think I could ever be truly convinced that could be worth it to anybody. I feel like I was getting shit out by a bullet.
Yeah, you want to maybe sit down, big guy?
I am sat down.
You didn't say that you sat down.
Oh, I did say I sat down.
Okay, I didn't hear you then.
He's
Mev,
so hungover he doesn't realize he's still standing.
Mev's talking like very quietly for you. Don't worry, it will go away in a couple hours. But just eat this. I find when I load up on like protein and carbs, it helps a lot.
Very, very kind of you then.
Yeah.
And he picks up the tankard and he goes, "What's this? What's in here?"
It is a kind of hot chocolate.
He'll look quizzically at Mev and the drink and then take a swig.
It is very bitter because of the herbs that are in there. Like, the chocolate, like, clearly is getting rid of some of the bitterness, but it's a battle it can't win.
Sorry, it was the best I could do.
It'll do fine. I suppose the flavor is supposed to wake you up, yes?
Yes?
To give an idea, if anyone's had, like, spinach leaves...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you now. God.
That's the kind of bitterness you're getting.
Okay. In that case, he goes.
This is very, very appreciated. I owe you one for both looking after me this morning and for suffering whatever horribleness I may have been caused by myself. I'm sorry. It seems I don't remember much from last night. I remember getting there, thinking, sod it, let's test it, and then having a drink of beer, I think it was, and then I was tied up back in my room. Did this happen where your mind is just almost so appalled by your behavior it refuses to document it?
You see a strange look on Mev's face when you say that. But she quickly snaps back to like the warm expression that she had. It tends to be the effect of the alcohol more so than you. I personally don't like getting blackout drunk. So I haven't commonly experienced it.
I must say it's not pleasant.
No, it's not. And she is going to take a piece of like toast and put it in your mouth. But you were for the most part fine. Definitely gathered within the first 10 minutes that you are a grumpy drunk. But you were okay. Nothing really happened.
Oh, by the stars, I'm not a total twat, am I?
Would you like me to say no?
I'd prefer honesty, but if the severity is so that it would dash my self-actualization of one's own being, then I will leave it up to you.
You kind of reminded me of when we first met.
What, like nervous and intimidated, or? That is my normal mode, isn't it?
Like, I would do or say something, and then you'd be like, why did you do that? That is bad.
So like a stern father when their child is caught out of bed after dark.
Yes. I figured that, that was just kind of where it would be as long as we didn't let you drink anymore. I think it probably would have gotten worse if you had a stronger drink.
I would be inclined to agree. I don't know if there's any empirical. I imagine so, yes.
Don't worry about it. Everything was fine, and Kevlock took you out like 10 minutes after, really.
I didn't hurt anyone, did I?
Please. There's no way that you would hurt someone. Oh, wait. Havelock did mention you scratching him.
What an odd specific. Wouldn't I just... If I wanted to hurt him, wouldn't I just... and I wasn't as ordinary as I was, wouldn't I have just punched him? What a strange attack method.
He said you were a cat?
I was a what, sorry?
A cat?
Why in all the heavens would I be a cat?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Well, in a certain way, I wasn't either.
Okay, well, I wasn't there at all.
I'm sure it was some foolish jape that Havelock had tricked me and my adult mind into going along with. I hope I didn't cause any lasting scars or damage, and he can find it in his heart to forgive me. Speaking of which, is that walking lanky calamity up yet, or? I didn't get a knock on the door for a morning run at all, so I presume he's fine.
Oh, sorry, I was keeping him busy. He should be coming down soon, along with everyone else. I mean, besides Marine. MF gestures to Marine.
And yeah, I'll look over to him.
Salutations.
Morning, Marine.
Salutations, Acrease.
Good morning to you too. All right. Well, I really appreciate this, and you know, this drink is disgusting, but there's something oddly Moorish about it.
Moorish?
Yes, as in, it's not very nice, but I'm finding myself finishing this mug. You know?
Is that good?
Well, I mean, I suppose it's good because I'm about to try to stand up and get myself another one.
I'm glad you like it. Or not like it, but it's favorable.
Wait a second, I thought I was supposed to be the awkward one here.
We all have our moments, Aki.
And he'll stand up and go to the bar and get another one of the bitter chocolate hangover drinks.
Okay.
What's Kindling doing? Where are you, my cat? I want to touch the beans.
Oh, fuck, that reminds me. I can do that in real life. Hold on.
Right? Kindling's still asleep. Is Havelock still sleeping?
No, Havelock's making his way down right now.
Alright, Mev will give you, you know that wave where you kind of, like, flit your fingers around, I suppose? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Anna.
Like that?
Yeah, like this. Yeah. Yeah,
I'll be back in 1 minute. I gotta do something for my mom.
Alright. She waves over to Havelock. And so Marine's drawing something, right? Like this ship.
Yep.
Mev looks over as she's waving. What are you doing?
I am drawing a ship taken from reference from many ships that were in the dock.
Like, is it like a blueprint?
Yes, it is. In fact, as well as what I would hope it would look like when constructed.
It's neat. I don't suppose you have any references. So you want to be like a captain?
Not so much a captain, but more so being able to construct it myself.
You want to build a big ship that you're not going to sail.
Well, I personally wouldn't sail it. However, I would definitely go along to ensure that my ship is not shipwrecked.
Mev just looks confused at this. Like, why would you design your own ship and then not be the captain of it? That makes no sense. Well... Would I know how much it actually costs to build a fucking ship?
A lot.
Yeah, Mev just pats Marine's shoulder. Good fucking luck. Those are expensive. You're better off stealing one.
Indeed I am. However, there's just some sort of accomplishment you feel when you finish construction of something.
Well, call me when you meet the prince.
I am unsure if there is a prince of this land.
I don't fucking know either, my dude. I'm guessing since it's a republic, no, there's probably some more other official in place.
You know that it has a premier, which is just basically the spokesperson for the republic,
like the prime minister or whatever.
Yeah, or kind of like the old Roman Caesars before,
consuls,
Mev looks around. I don't see Kindling. I'm going to go run and get him, okay?
Alright.
And Mev will go ahead and go upstairs to go get big Catman. She knocks on the
So I can't believe I stole his gimmick.
Mev knocks on the door. Kindling. 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 I'm going to keep talking. Do I hear anything?
Kindling is typing.
Yeah.
Kindling is typing.
Come on! Let me in! The door opens up. What do I see? Man, Tom thought that we were gonna get the rest of the group stuff done. Turns out we're just going to prep.
That's fine.
I haven't even
more
paid
time for you to
yet.
do stuff.
It just means I get to relax,
Yeah.
Relax
Isn't
and
this
just
fun?
Relax and just be here like cough, cough, goddammit, cough, cough, goddammit.
We're having such a great time.
Yep.
Do you have cough drops, Tom?
No, I used the last ones when I actually had COVID.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Mev looks up at Kindling, like a big grin on her face. Hi. Everyone else is downstairs. I have gotten us breakfast. And we are waiting on you. And she kind of reaches up and she starts to like fix your fur that she can see. You're so fluffy. Okay. Sounds good. Sorry I couldn't, the big blanket around. Sorry I couldn't, join you for exercise last night. I didn't come back until really late. I went to go help Havelock with some stuff, and then I, just kind of had fun, hung out with people. Time just kind of got away. Me simultaneously being Mev the Chatterbox and wanting to be really respectful of Nate. Oh, you're ready? What? Were you not dressed or something? With the big blanket, I mean, the cape is a new addition, but I guess it doesn't look bad. I think it may be a little warm for it. See. Yeah, Mev takes a closer inspection of it then. Huh. No, wait. That's the thing that you carry around, isn't it? I never noticed. uh, well, do you want to walk downstairs with me then? Yeah, Kindling, you'd love to. Yeah, then Mev will walk side by side with you and head back downstairs. I'm guessing everyone's set up at the table by the time that they get back down.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. She will go ahead and sit back in her seat and talking a little louder, but still like trying to be quiet for Aki. So, we have a couple days till the festival still, but we need to go see the Archmage.
Yes, we do.
Indeed. I did wish to inquire them about something.
About something?
Yes.
Mev stares at
Marine.
you for like a further explanation.
Marine will look to Mev and give a small motion to the amulet he wears all the time.
Right, well, Kinling. I also suggested asking the Archmage to look into your book. Well, I'm not totally sure, but you can unlock things with magic. And, you know, the book is kind of weird. I think it's a high chance. If not, then I guess we'll have to have someone try and make a key? Or try to lockpick it, but I'm sure you've already attempted that many times. Don't really have anything to lose. Not necessarily. You'd probably want proper tools for it. uh, then let's check with the Archmage and see if he can do anything. And if not, we can buy a set of tools. Go from there. Alright. Then everyone eat up and we'll head out. Sound good?
One thing quickly. I've got you all here. You remember that contract I made you all sign, yes?
I'm pretty sure he hasn't given us the proper contract yet.
No, you all have the contract. I haven't written it in real life.
Aki has, Ed hasn't.
Ah,
Yeah.
right, okay.
There we
Get
go,
on it,
yeah.
Ed. Anyways.
Um,
Yes. We recall.
Well, remember there's a bit in it that talked about payment for all this mess?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he'll reach into his bag and very like, not very coordinatedly, but like just pick up one by one 4 money sacks and go, there's half the payment for everyone. There you go, should be 100 gold.
Half the payment?
Yes, half now and then half later on. Either when all this business is over, or when next my company can afford it.
Mev raises a brow. Aki, you know that mercenaries go by rate, right?
What do you mean?
Like, for us to continuously keep going, you pay us the amount that's promised at a specific time repeatedly.
So what, I owe you all like installments of 200 gold?
Well, yes, that's how mercenaries... Did you not know that?
I don't think I've signed anyone as mercenaries, have I?
What would we be then?
Well, just contractors to the Aventory trading family.
Contractors still go by rate. They get annual payments. It's okay. I doubt that you've ever had to, like, personally pay people before.
Look, it's 100 gold each. Do you want it on?
We'll take it. Think of this as a, you're legit kind of thing.
Yes? Yes, please.
Aki learning that people will not just take, you know, a couple dollars
I was about to say,
for a continuous job.
I was about to say, it's like, it was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, here's my life for a one-time payment. Yeah. You have to give people paychecks, Aki.
This is why he has representatives for his trading family.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna bankrupt my company.
You know, don't worry about that. When you can pay us, you can pay us, and we'll just keep track of how much money we need to be paid.
Fine.
Don't be so grumpy. I mean, really, if it was anyone else, you would probably have a knife to your face right now. But we won't do that because we're friends.
Sure.
How's Aki looking? Does he just look dead inside?
Yes. Because it's a mixture of this sort of like, because he was under the impression it was basically just like, hey, you're gonna help me out, and you'll be paid 200 ducats for doing it.
That's not how people fucking work.
I know, because it's almost like he doesn't quite
He doesn't
know how to run a
understand.
business himself.
Yeah.
As I said, this is why he has representatives for his trade family.
Yeah.
Correct.
To ply the trade.
Mev, you see her reach out to give your shoulder like a comfort pat again, and she just stops and she settles back down. Seriously, Aki, don't worry about that. I'm sure this is a growing pain for you.
Need to change that contract.
If you need advice, we're here.
What's her body language right now?
Insight?
Yeah, I want to see what insight with that, with how she's acting.
If your insight loads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it loads.
Ah, 12. You can see there's some sort of discomfort in her. What it is, you're not quite sure.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta open the door for a cat. Hold on. Yes, person, I know. And then, yeah, Aki just goes...
Alright, fine. Thank you, this is... Yes. As I'm sure you can probably figure out, me being the head of this whole sordid thing is something quite new, and I wasn't exactly trained for it. Hence why we have representatives like my people over here.
Well, you know, it'll be okay. We'll figure it out. You picked a fairly nice bunch of people. So, you may not exactly know what you're doing, but you certainly have a good judge of character.
I suppose that counts. I suppose that counts for something. Also, I apologize for this. My head is killing me, and my mouth feels like a desert. I'll be cheerier tomorrow, I promise.
It's okay. Just drink some more and eat more food. I promise. It really helps.
That's a good idea, and just take this sorting money.
Mev will take the money. You can tell that like the discomfort has not left.
Alrighty. So, does anyone else do anything, or do you guys head off to find Ferrant? No? Okay.
I'm just enjoying my breakfast.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had Aki's breakfast.
It's a fucking tasty breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay, so you finish your meals and your drinks. You pack up your stuff and you begin your search for this Ferrance. While also counting down until the start of the Foundation Day celebrations. And that's what we're going to call it for this session. Let's speak this one our character and what they would eat.
Yay, great session, guys. Crab. Yes, I know, Havelock.
I think Aki would eat. I think in like our reality, Aki would be like into like superfoods and like healthy greens like that. Into like really pretentious like rich people healthy food.
So kale.
Okay, so the food that no one would eat.
I could always imagine Aki eating like a shit ton of blueberries, and I don't know why.
You know what? I think I could actually make the Goblin Crispies a thing. I know what they'd be.
What would they be?
It'd be alligator jerky.
Oh my god, you're
Yeah,
right.
that works.
Please.
Isn't that I was imagining fried chicken skin?
No, I don't think so. I think
Goblin flesh would be a lot more like tough and chewy.
Yeah, fucking. Oh my god, I want some alligator jerky now. That shit's delicious.
I can't wait for my wife to get here and make me fucking crispy.
I've never made jerky before, but we could probably get a dehydrator.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, it's really easy.
You know, I am in Ohio. We probably could just meet up.
You literally you get a dehydrator and whatever meat that you want, and you kind of marinate it whatever kind of way you want. Obviously, cook it first.
Mhm.
And then you just put it in the dehydrator, and it makes jerky. It's actually really, really simple. Now, I definitely couldn't get a hold of fucking alligator meat. I'm not in fucking Florida, but
I mean, I could find a guy. I could just ask Rick, hey, do you know any way I'd be able to get alligator meat up to Michigan?
there's actually a big jerky store like an hour from me that sells like fish jerky, pork jerky, deer jerky, alligator jerky, all that great stuff.
Nice.
Unsurprisingly, we don't have
Delicious.
alligator jerky over here.
Yeah.
Isn't your biggest alpha fucking animal that fights things
A raccoon.
the fucking Wolverine?
No, it's a raccoon.
No, it's a badger.
Badger.
You
Badger,
looked that
was
shit
it.
up in the forest.
Oh,
It was a badger.
Yeah, it was either raccoon or badger. Yeah, it was badger. Yeah, badger. That is our biggest predator.
Wow.
We don't even have
They
bears.
don't even have an American badger.
No, just a regular old badger.
We don't even have raccoons.
I keep confusing raccoons and badgers.
I never actually had the alligator jerky there. I've had alligator jerky because my granddad makes it.